Hey everyone, quick video that I want you to watch. This is going to help explain how the LogixAnywhere mobile capture app that you're going to be using will work, and what we use for you to take pictures of your BOLs to get those into billing as soon as possible. So go ahead and watch this video, and then I'll pop back on afterwards and give a little bit extra information, and then that should be it. So thank y'all.
For the first time. The ID that they have over here, that's going to correspond to the login. So for me, it will be 9973. The first name and last name will be whatever is in the full name field. So for myself, it'll be TMS Corp, GMS Corp. And the URL and port that will be provided to you by someone from McLeod Software. Typically, the URL will be whatever your internet module URL is, and the port will be designated by one of us. But I'll go ahead and enter my information here. And once all of the login fields have been entered, the driver can then come down here and click connect. Once the driver has logged in, these are the different applications that he will see. Typically, we only give drivers access to image capture and image capture retrieval. The mobile admin users, we do give access to the image capture report. I'm going to briefly walk through each of these, but the first one that I'm going to walk through, and the one that your drivers will be using most commonly, will be image capture. So if I go ahead and click on there, this is what your drivers will see when entering into the application. So you'll see that it automatically populates with an order number and whatever piece of tractor that they're currently on. They do have the option, if they want to come over here, they can click on this search window. And I only have one order that this driver has ever been dispatched on before, which is what you see right here. But if they can see up to their previous 10 loads. So they could scroll through here and click on a different order ID if they wanted to index to a different order ID. They can come in here and click view trip details on each different order. When they do that, they can see both the origin and destination stops. If they want to, they can come over here and click on the address, and they can view the map, which will open Google Maps in their default browser. They can also call the phone number for that location code. And again, they can swap between the origin and the destination stops. If they have an actual arrival already entered for that location, it will display down here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this order, as it's the only one that I have. The driver, if they want to, they can freeform in an order ID right here. My recommendation would be to use, one of the already pre-populated ones, or one that's already in the list down here, but they do have the option to freeform an order ID in. Just a second. So I'll go ahead and use this order for our purposes today. They can click continue, and on their phone, they can either click take a photo or pull from gallery. The take a photo will initialize their camera, or they can choose pull from gallery, which if they already have, documents they've taken images of that are in their camera roll, they could do pull from gallery, which is what I'm going to do here today since we're on a desktop. And let me see if I can get an actual example in here. So once they take a picture of an image, you'll see that pre-cropped the edges here. They do have the option though, but whenever they do take an image of a document or a piece of paper, it will auto crop to the edges, but they can crop it even further if they need to. And once they do that, they can come down here and click crop. It may give them a warning, if they took a poor image, that the image might be out of focus. And then they'll be asked to provide a document type. So, in this case, this was a bill of lading, so I'll select that. And then they can either retake it, lighten or darken the image if need be. They have some different options here. In the top right, they can come up in here, they can rotate the image if needed. They could save the image as a TIFF or a PDF. They could also email the image as a TIFF or a PDF out of their phone. And if they were connected to a network that had a printer on it, they could print out the image as well. And if they selected the wrong document type, they can come back in here and reclassify it if need be. Once they're done here, if they're done and that's all they want to submit for this order, they can click done. If they wanted to take another image, let's say they had something else that they wanted to take an image of, they could click disk. If you were using a phone, you could click camera. It would say camera down here. You could click on that and come in there, crop that again, and choose a different document type. If they had a different document that they wanted to image as well, you can come in here and click next, and then they can click done. The driver will see in the top right-hand corner an untransferred button once they've taken an image on their phone. The drivers will get confirmation emails whenever they've submitted an image and it gets indexed back into Document Power. If for whatever reason a driver is telling you that they're not getting their confirmation emails, a good place to have them check is clicking this button. And if they still see a transaction number sitting up in here, that means that that image that they've taken on their phone still hasn't transferred back from their phone to the Document Power server yet. So if they're in an area where they don't have any cellular service, until that phone gets into an area where they have service, we can't transfer the image back from their phone to the server. So that's just a good place for them to check if they say that they're not getting confirmation emails.
All right, everyone. So that's mobile capture. It's a fairly simple app to use. Again, that's what you're going to use to take pictures of your BOL and get those turned in. One thing that y'all need to remember is that the order number or the load number that is given to you needs to be written in the top right corner of your BOL before you take a picture of it and send it in. So the load number or the order number that is given to you needs to be entered or written on the top right corner of the BOL. This will be given to you by your dispatcher, all right? And it's going to help identify whose paperwork that is and who it goes to get paid. So just make sure you're entering or writing your load number or order number in the top right of your BOL. That's it, and I hope you'll have a great day. And as always, stay safe. Thanks, guys.